mean, like Kim said, a lot of people are not aware of their medical rights, and especially people of color, we're not really educated on a lot of things, whether it's being pulled over by the police, and it's like
Yeah.
knowing our no reading is fundamental, and knowing your rights, and knowing you have rights in the medical field to deny care from certain
Right.
people, to deny someone from being your care provider, or basically being taking part in your medical care. And Kim said it, and I didn't know that until I started working into the hospital, that you can say no to whoever is in the room. You can be like, get out, I don't want you here. And it was mind boggling to see. And like in your situation, you weren't aware of it. You're a very intelligent woman yourself, but no one takes the time to tell us that.
Mm-mm,
But
no.
people, non people of color are fully aware. They're given those options. They're, and I'm assuming, and they are. I'm assuming that they are taught this at the point, or whatever, maybe an overly sense of entitlement or saying no. But
Right.
for us universally, it's toe that line, follow suit. Do as they say. Don't ask
Put your head
questions.
down, keep
Don't talk
working.
back.
Yeah.
Keep your head down. Suck it up. Power through it. And that's what we continue to reinforce with us, because it's like you said, you had your own partner there, rather than him saying, "Hey, you hurt my lady. You hurt my lady." Chill out. Even him himself was just like, "What do I say?" Because at this point,
Yeah.
he's like, At this point, he's a doctor. How do I tell a doctor what to do? You know what I'm saying? How do I say, hey, get off my lady? Or be
Right.
like, nah, this ain't going down. And it's in
Right.
that mentality where we're not, we're I feel like we've been broken, and we became too docile as a people in the medical field, and as a people being pulled over by police as well. We've been too docile. We're not questioning, we're not educating ourselves to basically combat these kind of behaviors,
Mhm.
where they assume, like, he came in there just full face hearted, like, oh, it's okay, it doesn't matter, yeah, we're almost done here. Like, where you going, bro? What's the rush, bro? Like,
But that's what it felt like. Like he was just trying to hurry up and be done with me so that he can go back to his nap or his crackers or whatever he was doing prior to coming in and catching my baby.
you know what I'm saying? And it's like, and it's one of those situations where that's just not okay. You know what I mean? I've seen nurses like literally not change a patient's dress from time. Oh, it's okay. We'll save it or leave it for day shift. I'm like, no, it's dirty. It needs to be clean. It's leaking blood. It's dried up blood. This is
Mm.
not okay. I'm not supposed to. I myself am not, like, I can, but I'm not supposed to change a dressing. I'm not supposed to change a wound, a wound bandage. And yet, the nurse I was working with at the time did not care. And I looked, and I was like, in my mind, I'm like, yo, if this was not a person of color, would you have said the same thing? Would you have even cared? Would you have even thought that? And I spoke to the patient. He says, man, it's been like that for 4 days. I was like, wow, nobody's changed your blood dressing in 4 days. Leaking dried up blood. I'm like, I don't think that's supposed to be okay. It's
No.
supposed to be done.
Yeah, and then again, it brings it back to what Kifa said as well. Like, where's his family member to help advocate for him in that sense? Because they think they know they can get away with it. Nobody's checking on him. That's
Yeah,
terrible.
it's true. But then also you got certain people that come in that are just family members. They don't know what to say. They just sit there and they be
Right.
quiet.
They take
They're
it
not
as
they're not informed of a patient's bill of rights. They're not educated on that. They're not taught that. And it's like when you get into the medical field as a care professional, they make you go through all of these training. They make you aware that a patient has the rights, the patient's bill of rights, and things of that nature. And I didn't know any of that until I went to that training. I did not know. I wasn't aware. And I felt like if I was aware, the mistreatment my mother went through would have been different. You know
Right.
what I mean? She was a patient. She was a patient at a hospital, and for some reason, she fell and she had like a big chunk of her chin missing. And I was
While
like,
she was in the hospital.
"Yeah." When I tell you, it took everything in me not to barbecue slap everybody in that piece. My mom was like, "No,
Barbecue
no,
slap.
no, it's my fault. I didn't listen. I don't give a shit, yo." It don't matter, bro. And yo, I ain't gonna lie, that had me real
Mm.
tight, man. And I wasn't aware of it, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to take out my aggression on in there, and it was just like, I can't get mad at you. You just telling me you coming on. I'm not sure if he was lying or not, but I can't really slap you because you just got here. So I'm all right. Who do I need to speak to right now? Like how y'all put I come in and she's got a bandage on her face, right? And I go to look at the bandage and it's like a chunk of that shit is coming off. I'm like, bro. I'm like,
No
really, really?
stitches, no nothing, just a
Yeah,
bandage.
man. It was just like, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? It was really heavy. Like, and my sister was telling me about my stepdad and how they made a mistake and gave him some medication or whatever. And it was like, you know what I'm saying? And like it was in the middle of the night and it was part of his meds or whatever. And whoever cared for him, they just took off. And
That
he
was the end of that.
like he pretty much died in the hospital. And it's like in for years,
Wow.
people of color don't want to go to the hospital because we know it's not a safe place for us. It's never been a
Mhm.
safe place for us.
Okay.
For years, we've always avoided the hospital because it's never been a safe place for us. We're nothing but guinea pigs and experiments to them.
Okay. That goes
Wow.
back to the Tuskegee syphilis
All of that.
experimentation
You know what I'm
and like
saying?
all the way back. Yeah.
All of that, and then it's like when you come in there, it's awful. I had a coworker, and I wasn't present for it, but she was telling me about it. She was a white girl. She was telling me about how a GSW, that's a gunshot victim, comes into the hospital, right? And they putting the work on them and everything else, and they're quote unquote trying to save the patient or whatever, and they just leaving them bare naked, done. They call the code, and it's like the family could come in. She's like, the white girl, she was a text. She was like, "You guys serious? Like, I'm not gonna clean them up and dress them up? No, you can just send the family in there." It's like no decency whatsoever.
Oh,
And she was mad, and she told me the story, and I was tight. I was like, "Oh hell, yo!" When I tell you I was tight, man.
That's
And
crazy.
it goes into that. It goes into that kind of thing where it's like these are people I work with, yo. These are people I'm thinking they cool people,
Wow.
but in actuality while I'm upset at them, but that's their mentality, that's their training, that's their condition. The
That's
industry, while the medical field is a booming industry, it's still teaching people old primitive ways, and they're still look. It's just like the police force; they're still looking at us as not important, not valuable, but in their eyes, we're a test subject. In their eyes, we don't matter. Civility, care,
okay.
empathy is out the window for some. And then even as a care provider and you try to assist and you're a person of color trying to assist somebody who's not a person of color, they still look at you like you're not good enough or you're not even worthy enough to even take care of their family, help their family because you're black.
right.
And they talk to you any kind of way. Like I've been in security, I've been a bouncer, I've worked in construction. I've been called the N-word more than in the hospital than I have in any other field I've ever been in my entire life.
Wow.
Any other field I've ever been in my entire life. I can count, but I lose count. There's not a day where I go into work, ain't somebody finna drop the N bomb on me. And it's usually by a person I'm taking care of.
I've heard a lot of horror stories from like people who work in nursing homes and are nurses.
No, seriously.
Older white people, yeah, they.
Yeah, seriously. Somebody had posted a meme, and it's real though. They were like, oh, old white people with dementia, Alzheimer. They'll forget today's Tuesday, but they still won't. They'll never forget their racism. They'll still call you a
Mhm.
nigger to your face.
That's so sad.
You know what I mean? And
Dang.
it's crazy though. But it's just like you here to take care of somebody, and they either gonna spit in your face, they're gonna try and kick you. And then some of them they know they shouldn't say things, they don't say it. And some of them just don't care, and they just go ahead into the violation aspect of it all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just one of those things where it's just like we are the most hated in the world, but the most covenant at the same point in time, but still the most hated. Even when we're doing good by them, we're still looked at as a threat. No matter how much good we do in this world, how much kindness we give in this world, in this country, period, we're still going to encounter those even for a split second. They're gonna think you let your guard down and you think you're okay with them, and then they're just like, well, you're not like those people. What do you mean those people? What are you saying to me? Oh, well, you're black, but you're not that kind of black. What does that
What is
mean?
that kind of black? What is that?
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, All right, all right. You know what I mean? And it's just like not just the medical field, but just in anything in general, yo.
Yeah.
It's very disappointing. It's very disheartening, and it's just very frustrating at times.
Yeah.
Because it's like day in and day out, you hear these, and it's like plenty of people. I know you hear, and I'm pretty sure we're not the only ones here that have stories. We're not the only ones that have family members or friends that have been in these kind of situations, and they think we're all just making it up. But if you throw a stone in any direction, you're gonna find a person of color with the same exact experience, with telling you
Yeah.
that hey, they have not been treated well because of their complexion. We're not
That's
making.
like